This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. Today's video is brought to you by Noom. In just a minute, I'm going to talk about an offer exclusive to my audience that I really truly believe will benefit you. Before I get to that, though, let me talk about Erik Prince. Let me say this. I spent enough years in the Marine Corps to know a war profiteer when I see one, to recognize a grifter where it relates to enriching himself from the tragedy of war, the misery of war. And Erik Prince is that figure in a manner we haven't witnessed for maybe a century. Certainly for 70 years, we haven't witnessed the level of depravity that we see with Erik Prince. Erik Prince, if you don't know, is Betsy DeVos's brother, a stalwart Trump supporter, a billionaire himself, the former CEO of the disgraced mercenary outfit, the bloodthirsty mercenary outfit, Blackwater. War profiteer is just, what's the ad? If you look up in the dictionary, the word, you're going to see his face. It's one of those deals. And I'm going to read a story from the Wall Street Journal, brand new reporting that he is now profiting from our exit out of Afghanistan. He has somehow engineered a situation where he is able to profit from not only war, but the aftermath as well. Before I get to this, though, I want to talk about today's sponsor, Noom. If you know me at all, you know that I like to dive deep and really immerse myself in a topic. I have learned much over the course of making 800 or so of these videos, and I feel like I have at least achieved greater consistency, if not higher quality. As with most things, if you repeatedly tackle a challenging task, it inevitably gets easier. Before long, it's just habit to, for example, get worked up about the news in front of a camera, or play piano, or make great hot sauce. But the opposite is also true. If you continually circumvent a particular challenge, you build a habit of avoidance. To avoid speaking your mind, perhaps, or to disregard healthier eating, or to steer clear of physical activity. Noom is a tool to support you in facing these challenges. I've been using Noom all summer, and its excellent health insights and awesome coaching from real professionals have helped me attain actual personal change. Want to change for the better? Try Noom with me. Take your free 30-second Noom quiz today using my link, bit.ly/Noom_Dollemore, and benefit from the wisdom Noom can offer you. Noom is way more than just a weight loss or exercise program. In fewer than 10 minutes per day, Noom offers up clever nuggets of motivational wisdom that help keep me on track. And while Noom is not specifically designed to quiet my boisterous opinions, it is designed to help me recognize my avoidance behaviors and to aid in steering them in a positive direction using the science of cognitive behavioral therapy. Though I have excelled on my own at toning the muscle that is my political commentary, I could use a little help in toning some of the others. Noom's detailed exercise and food tracker functions give me a clearer understanding of how my effort is stacking up and where my calories are being spent. Noom color codes foods into green, yellow, and red groups to give me a sense of what foods are good and what foods are not quite as good. But no food is off the table. Noom puts these groups into a pie chart too, or food budget, so the full picture of what I'm eating is crystal clear. Spoiler alert, I can always afford more green. There are many facets of Noom to get into, from tracking your daily water intake to insights about sleep habits, to healthy recipes that are actually also pretty great. And all of the encouragement you need to keep you swimming along toward better health. So dive in today and take your free 30-second Noom quiz using my link, bit.ly/Noom_Dollemore, and let Noom help you create positive change today. All right, now let's get to this Erik Prince thing. It's disgusting, in a word. reading from this article in the Wall Street Journal, the brand new reporting. In Kabul, private rescue efforts grow desperate as time to evacuate Afghans runs out. Defense contractor Erik Prince charges $6,500 a person. Other groups' planes leave Kabul empty. He's charging in what very well is the most desperate moment of people's lives, charging $6,500 per seat on his private chartered plane leaving Afghanistan. A disparate group of American veterans, military contractors, aid workers, and former spies is scrambling to get as many people out of Afghanistan as they can before President Biden shuts down the window for rescues in coming days. Even as tens of thousands of Afghans who helped the U.S. and a large number of Americans and other foreign citizens remain stranded, Mr. Biden is sticking by his plan to withdraw the remaining military forces from Kabul's U.S.-controlled airport by August 31st. Erik Prince, the American defense contractor, said he is offering people seats on a chartered plane out of Kabul for $6,500 per person. U.S. and NATO forces are sending special rescue teams into Taliban-controlled areas of the city to spirit their citizens into the airport, and countless fear. Afghans who thought the U.S. would protect them after having assisted the U.S.-led coalition forces in the past 2 decades are now realizing that they will most likely be left behind to face the Taliban wrath alone. So in the midst, again, of what is certainly the most desperate, miserable moment of people's lives, Erik Prince has found a way to profit from their misery. This billionaire, this elite, which brings me to the next clip from just the other day when he went on Tucker Carlson's nightly fireside racist chat on Fox News and had this to say, this pointed criticism of the war in Afghanistan.
Prince, thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks, Tucker.
Before I ask you what we should do, I just cannot resist asking you, why is it that for almost 20 years, not just under Biden, but under previous administrations, the State Department and the Pentagon felt a need to use American power for some kind of social experiment to rearrange the traditional society in Afghanistan? How is that in our national interest? Why would we do that?
It's the same collection of national security elites in Washington that have failed for that entire 20 years. They took what was a brilliant victory by special operations in the CIA in the first 6 months after 9/11 and turned it into a massive failed nation-building exercise. And it's largely been like a Star Trek cosplay convention where they just sit and talk to each other and delude themselves into thinking they're making progress. And it's been the same nonsense, and they refuse to think about any other ways to solve this problem. And they took Afghanistan was never really a country, and they ignored that and tried to make this central government nirvana based in Kabul, ignoring any kind of central or local governance. Based on whatever their social experiment is, and the U.S. military replicated itself. I mean, the U.S. military, the most expensive military in the world, replicated itself in Afghanistan with a lot of expensive capability, and we've been beaten by weapons that were designed in the 1940s, carried by largely illiterate goat herders.
Again, did you hear that? Elites, he maligns. Oh, it's the elites that did this. This, says the man who's worth at least $2 billion. This, says the man who's worth at least $2,000 million. This, says the man who's profiting from the exit from Afghanistan. This, says the man who violated weapons embargoes in Libya. This, says the man who is planning to build weapons and a private army in Ukraine. The hypocrisy and double standards and talking out of both sides of their mouths is rich with these people. The same guy who had the secret meeting in the Seychelles and lied to Congress about it. And again, the same guy who founded the bloodthirsty mercenary outfit Blackwater, responsible for the deaths of innocent Iraqis. This guy has criticisms of war. while talking about the elite, the billionaire. Anyway, disgusting. I'd love to know what you think about this. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. You can email me, daily@dollemore.com. You can follow me on social media. That would be great. And if I bring you enough value that you think you'd like to help support and produce my work, you can click the join button below this video, see what's involved, become a channel member for fewer than $2 a month. You can also go over to my patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast and do it there. If I don't bring you enough value and someone else out there does, support that person. These are tenuous times relative to the media and commentary and doing what I do. And I'm sure somebody out there would appreciate it. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. I sure do love you and appreciate you. Be genuine. Take care of one another.